Hey, welcome back to What Is Ken Doing? Today we're going to take a look at a kit that we picked up recently. My dad is actually going to be working on this one, and years ago used to do some modeling and decided to get back into it a little bit with me here. This is the Revell 69 Camaro Z-28. Really nice kit, and I'm sure there's been plenty of reviews on this one. Dr. Cranky, I think, has done it, and if I remember right, Fast Jimmy 71 has done it as well. So let's take a look inside and see what we've got here. Here's what the kit has in it, and it's a nice kit. There's lots of parts in this one. I'm not exactly sure how many pieces the model says that it has in it here, but there are several trees of white molded parts, and then the chrome tree is nice and full, and actually there's a decent amount of clear here as well. First thing we'll take a quick look at is the instruction pack, and if you saw the video on the GMC Cyclone, you know, we spent actually a whole video dedicated just to going through the instruction pack, and as I was looking through the instructions on this one, it too has 12 pages of instructions. I really appreciate that, and one of the things that I really like about this one, and it may be in the Cyclone kit, I didn't notice, is that there's actually a few pages that has all of the different parts listed by number that corresponds with the trees of parts, which is nice, because if there's something missing, you know exactly what it is. But you can see here, maybe on the video, plenty of different options. On this one, the Camaro actually has a setup here for dual quad carburetors, and I believe that there's an option for a single 4-barrel as well. You've got options for headers instead of exhaust manifolds, which is kind of nice. Actually, according to the drawings here, the headers are actually kind of nice. Also look fairly accurate to what they should look like, and that'll be a nice touch as well. It actually has here, if you can see, this was a 69 only option, I believe, with the dual chambered exhaust. That was something that you could order special from the factory, and it was only offered for a short time because it was too loud, and people just didn't appreciate that, and I think in some states the law got after people for that. So that's kind of a nice touch, and I think that we'll probably go ahead and use that rather than scratch building a dual exhaust system. I think it just kind of looks nice. It's a fairly accurate system, so we'll give that a shot. But it's got nice detail here in the instructions, so enjoy those. And I like also that it's got the decal directions as you go, and I know most of the kits do that, but it does make it a little bit nicer as you move along. Here's the body for this kit. It's a nice one, nice and clean lines, and there's a little bit of flash on the kit, but it's really not too bad. It's nowhere near as bad as some of the other kits that I've got here in the workshop. The A-pillars are nice and straight. My particular one, you can see maybe that the passenger side pillar has just a slight bow to it. Nothing big deal. We'll just warm it up probably and kind of straighten it. But it's got nice clean mold lines, and I think that it's going to be going together pretty easy here. Here's the taillights for the kit, and as you can see, there's two different options for those. On this particular kit, we have taillight options for the standard Camaro, which is the ones down at the bottom, and that would also be the ones that would have been on the Super Sport. And then up at the top is the Z-28. I doubt very much that you can see it in the video, but on the Z-28 there's a bar that goes right through the center of each of the taillight lenses, and that was what delineated the Z-28 versus the Super Sport or just the standard Camaro. Typical hard vinyl tires in this kit. A little bit of cleanup to do on them, but it's not too bad. And again, as with most kits, we'll need to just do the typical sanding just for the weathering. I'm looking close at these, and you can kind of see a mold line that goes right down the center all the way around the tires, but nothing too bad. And these tires actually are generic, no-name tires. There's no brand name written on them. The chrome tree is nice on this. There's plenty of different pieces here. We've got these Chevy rally wheels with the derby caps, which is nice. We've got the Z-28 grille and hideaway headlights also. And as you'll see here in just a few minutes, we have an option for the Super Sport and generic plain plain Camaro as well, which is not chrome. And we've also got, you know, the mirrors. The carburetors are actually two-piece carburetors on this one, which are both chrome, and I think we'll probably dechrome those and paint them with the gold anodized paint. One of the things, let's see if we can get close enough here for you to see. Right above the steering wheel is 4 Z-28 emblems, all in chrome, which is kind of nice. And they'll get put around the body in the appropriate places, but kind of nice that they're chrome. We don't have to worry about trying to use a fine tip paint pen or anything like that for getting that detail on the car. Of course, the traditional chrome alternator, which I'm not exactly sure why every kit in America decides that the alternator has to be chrome. I don't know that I've really ever seen a chrome alternator on a vehicle in real life. But it even has the shifter for the for the manual transmission, and even the fuel pump is a separate piece, which is chrome as well. Here's the glass for the kit. Nothing real fancy here. There's actually not very many pieces, but it is nice that the windshield and the back window are two separate pieces, so we don't have that big bar going across the ceiling in the car. And about the only extra piece in here that typically isn't on the clear tree is the windshield washer bottle, which is kind of nice. And looks like actually there's a portion of the back side of it that's hollow, and so we can even reach inside there with some blue paint and make it look like there's washer fluid in there. That'll be kind of nice also. So here's the white trees, and we've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trees of parts here, and they are chock full of stuff. First one we've got here is the interior door panels, the hood, and looks like rear springs and firewall. And actually, firewall's got some nice detail to it. It does have some wires molded into it, which I guess is okay. I prefer that they're not there because it's nice to be able to hand wire everything and not have the fake stuff laying there. But we'll live with that. It is a Cal induction hood, and I don't believe that there is an option for a flat hood. So I guess that's what we're going to use for this. And here is the next one. You can see there's the headers, and the headers are actually coming in two pieces for each side, and they'll get glued together. But that's kind of nice because there's a lot less extra plastic in there, so they'll look a little bit more realistic. It's got a tarantula intake, which is kind of unique. It's got not side by side, but rather diagonally opposed carburetors. That was a special deal. And center console is there. It's got a 7-blade fan, which is something that would have only been found on the heavy-duty engines in the cars. And here we've got our engine and transmission. This is a manual transmission, if you're wondering. It's I'm not exactly sure which Muncie it is, but it is in fact a Muncie. And it's got a small block engine, and the cylinder heads are also there. Here is the tree with the exhaust. That you can see there is the optional grille with the Super Sport or the standard style Camaro, and also the chambered exhaust system. Actually, the way that's molded on the tree is opposite of how it will actually lay in the car. They will actually kind of overlap, I guess you could say, once it's installed in the vehicle. And there's the battery. It's kind of nice that it's actually a square battery, and it doesn't have the weird cutout on the back of it like a lot of them do. there's the, if I can get this tree to stop shaking. There's the distributor, and let me see if I can turn it in such a direction that you can see it actually has the vacuum advance chamber on it, which would be kind of nice for wiring up the engine. Actually, that would be a vacuum line, but it'd be kind of nice to be able to do that. One more little detail, make a bit of a difference. We've got our lower chassis, and all molded one piece. You can see the subframe is all molded. It's got some nice detail in there, and gas tank is molded in like normal. Rear frame rails are there, and it's got the copyright stuff embossed in the rocker arm and in the rocker down here at the end, which actually it's kind of a, if they have to put it on there at all, that wouldn't be a bad place for it, because that'll be nice and easy to get sanded off. Real nice detail here on the upper control arms. You can actually see some detail of some bolts and the arms that actually bolt it to the frame in the actual vehicle, so that'll be nice for some extra detail. And here's the last tree with the interior and the back sides of the seats. Got the dashboard, which has got some nice detail to it as well. Here's the front suspension, and here's the drive shaft and the shocks. Drive shaft's kind of nice. This one is molded really well, and see if I can get the camera to focus. You can actually see that right through the yoke on the drive shaft on both ends of it, which is kind of nice. That's usually all full of plastic. And then those shocks are also GM correct. You can kind of see like a spiral pattern, and back in the 60s into the early to mid 70s, that's what the shocks actually looked like from the factory. And as I recall, they would have been painted kind of a medium metallic blue. Last thing in the kit is the decal sheets, and you know, nothing fancy here. Just have your Super Sport stripes, your Z-28 stripes, black and white, like typically from the factory. And then you've got your high performance decals as well: Pennzoil, Holley, Krager, a couple of others. License plates from Florida, and then also there are some decals right above the Moon Eyes decals that are for your gauges on your dashboard, so you don't have to worry so much about trying to detail that out. They've already done that for you. So there you have it, 69 Z-28 Camaro from Revell. Nice kit. Looking forward to working with my dad to put this one together. Hopefully it'll go well, and maybe be enough to get him involved in doing some on a more regular basis. That's about it for this time. Let us know what's going on in your world. We'd love to see. So give us a shout about that. And until next time, this is Ken with What Is Ken Doing?